Hi, I'm Tracy Markley, and I wanted to share with you guys something that has worked with my stroke survivor clients that are trying to get their hands to start opening up more. To let you know more about me, I'm Tracy from Tracy's Personal Training. I have written 2 books. One is about a stroke of an artist, a client who had, it's backwards in the video, but he had a stroke. And he was an artist, and so the book was named Stroke of the Artist. But this was our journey together and what has worked with our work together for him. And also, I have a book on walking, gait, and balancing and helping get your stability and walking back. That's called Tipping Towards Balance. But the reason I wanted to make this, because I've been talking to different people through some of these support groups, and they've asked me questions about the hand, trying to get the hand back open. So one thing, and like always remember, there's so many things that help with strokes. What may work with some of my clients may not work for certain people, because strokes affect everyone so differently, and there's so many different kinds of strokes. But what has worked with the people I've worked with, and hopefully sharing what I'm sharing today might help some of you. A couple things. One, you have your central nervous system, which again, the words are backwards in the video. You have the brain and the spinal column, the nervous system, and then you have the peripheral nervous system coming out. So, and then you have certain muscles in your body that your brain sends a message to stabilize the body before it sends a message to the limbs, arms, and legs to work. And that's the muscles in your core, the deep, deep muscles. Not just, I have a 6-pack, I'm lean, I have strong muscles in here. That's not that. You have a deep muscle in your spine, the multifidus muscle, and I don't have, oh, my book's right here. This muscle right here. You can see it. I'm making the video really quick. There's the muscle. It's down your spine. It's called the multifidus muscle. In a lot of studies and scientific studies that I've followed, the brain sends a message to this muscle first to stabilize before the arms and hands get the messages to move. And then there's a pack of muscles around this that work together as a team with this muscle. I explain it all in my book much clearer with photos. But what I want to express with this, when you are standing on a balanced disc or a Bosu ball, which I'll show you in a minute, I use with my clients often, you're stimulating your central nervous system, which is your brain, and your spinal cord, which is here again, here, through here. So you're trying to build new pathways back to that hand for movement. So I have a really good, unique story that might help more understanding come with this as well. So putting together what I just explained about the core of the body being strengthened and the brain going here to stabilize before it goes out. If the brain's trying to send a message to the hands, the feet, the legs, and this whole system in the body is just weak, it's almost as if you're driving in a car down a road, you hit a roadblock, and it has to find another way to get there. So think of your brain trying to go from here to your hands, but this isn't balanced or strong, so it's kind of like a roadblock. And in my beliefs in working with clients, as this section of the body, the core, the multifidus, the transverse, and some of the other stabilizing muscles in the system get stronger, and the body stays more upright, and the posture's better, the brain can, like the pathways work better. I believe it helps the body build pathways quicker. True or not, I don't know. It just seems like it makes sense. And it seems like that has worked with my clients. So with that in mind, let's go back to the hand. I will use an example of my client who is 90 years old, 2-year stroke survivor. I believe I met him when he was 2 years post-stroke. His hand was doing this a lot, and he, try to pull it open. So what we started with, him and I would have him sit down on a bench and look at the hand that's working. Really focus on the hand, what it's doing. And then I'd have him focus on this one. And we would go back to this one. Then I'd have him close his eyes and then visualize this hand doing the same as that hand. Now, it would move a little bit more when he was really focused, but wouldn't move very much. So let's go back to when I talked about standing on the disc and the Bosu ball, which I'm going to do in 1 second. I had him stand on the balancing disc. He's not very stable, so he had to hold on with one hand as he did it. On a bar, I'll be doing it right there. If you don't have to hold on, that's okay too. Just make sure if you're holding on to something, you're not holding your body so stiff, because you need the body to kind of feel the balancing of the disc to get the brain and spinal cord here stimulated. The nerves are getting more stimulated, which will help things. So with him, after a little bit of time doing that, a few weeks, months, I can't remember the exact timing at this point, I had him stand on a disc, and he would hold on with one hand, and he would try to open that hand by his side, which I'm going to show you, as he was on there. While he was on the disc, his hand opened further, but when he stepped off, it would go back. After the 7th training session of us doing this, when he stepped off the disc, he maintained what he gained from it. So it didn't go back to being closed so much. So I believe if you work on this every day, it will get further and it will work, it will help. So I'm going to show you now what I mean. Hopefully you can see me. I'm videoing in my garage studio real quick. No one's here to help me video, so I'm going to go over here. This is a balance disc. It's a 14-inch balance disc you can find online. I prefer the ones that are a little more stiffer material, but you don't always know till you get them what you're getting. So they usually come inflated, and when you're on them, you want to place your feet. So let me see if I can hold this. You want your feet evenly placed. Center, evenly place your feet in the center of the disc, side to side. You don't want to be all here. You don't want to be rolling off the sides. And you want try to maintain your feet being as level as possible. It may wiggle, but don't let your feet hang like that, and just work on that. This also helps you gain back the awareness of where your feet are in space, to help you with feet placements and with the foot turnout, and trying to get the pathways back to your feet and limbs for walking. Okay, but let's go back to the hand. Okay. So you can face the bar, hold on to something if stable, so you're safe. You can face here if you want, hold on with one hand, your hands to your side, and work on opening it up. I'm going to turn this way. You can also turn this way if you want. Standing up tall, you're not like this. Up tall, try pulling those out. Hands are to your side, and work on opening that hand as far as you can, like you're spreading your fingers apart, and then relax it. And then do it again. And then relax it. And try to just really focus and visualize that hand and arm opening. And do it a few times a day, once a day, however you can work it out with you, because time and everything's different with everybody. But the more you can do it, the more of a chance your brain's going to make the pathways there. the movement you're trying to get back, the more the body's trying to do it, I feel and experience, the more the chance the brain will build that pathway back there. So there's so much more to this, but just that simple thing of working on that hand, try not to clench it all the time, because it's already doing that. You want to go the other way and work on opening it. So when you're on the disc, open your hands as far as you can, kind of relax it, open it up. Do both hands. Go to the other side and do the hand that's working well. Visualize it, feel it working, and try to get it in this hand too. Some clients get it back really quick. Some take longer. It's all the brain and the body and how the stroke affected you, what kind of stroke you had. So if this helps anybody, I hope it does. I just wanted to help people so badly because I've seen people asking that question. And I hope this makes sense. If not, you can message me and ask me questions if you'd like. And again, I do have the 2 books that help. I'm trying not to be a salesperson on here, but I want you guys to know this helps. But I do have the 2 books. You can order through me or on Amazon. The Stroke of an Artist, The Fitness Journey of a Personal Trainer, Stroke Survivor, and then Tipping Towards Balance, A Fitness Trainer's Guide to Stability and Walking. They're short little books. They don't take long to read. And the first one's on audio. The book about the stroke survivor is on audio because I have known very many stroke survivors that can't read after their stroke, or it's hard to maintain what they've read. So I think it's like $4 on Amazon, so Amazon and Audible, $4.50 or something. It's an hour and 5 minutes, I think. It's not very long at all to listen to, but I explain a lot of this in the book as well as different things he has done, because the man in the story, I met him at 6 months post-stroke in a walker, and he had a lot of work to do, but he was somebody who worked out 5 to 6 days a week. It wasn't just once or twice a week. It was every day he was doing something, and the more the body moves and tries to do the movements, the more chance things will come back. And again, I know everybody's different. Everybody's support system at homes are different. Some people have support, some don't. Some people are alone. Some people have a big gathering of love. All of it plays into everything. And so I hope this made sense. And good luck. And I wish everybody well. Thank you. Bye.